Carlos Sainz leading quite comfortably here, 2.1 seconds clear. The race duration as ever, 40 minutes plus 1 lap.
Shortened by 4 minutes. I think that's a big change, isn't it?
Yeah, well, they've made a couple of changes. They've also brought the maximum time, or the minimum time at which they will declare a result down from 35 to 30 minutes. So if you get a red flag after that stage, they will very likely declare a result. Watching there, two boys from the pit wall. The Lotus team, Marlon Stockinger in 5th place. And his teammate, Mathieu Vaxavier, is back in 8th position. Live gap, as opposed to the dead gap between Ollie Rowland and Marlon Stockinger. This is a battle for 4th place, 1600ths of a second. And all the cars now, all the drivers with the exception of Roberto Meri, setting fastest sectors on this lap as the cars really start to work a lot better on their tyres. See the Tom, there's a discrepancy in rear wing setup. Look at Sainz here and look behind him at Marchenko. Sainz with very much less wing evident. And now, is that a DRS factor, or is that the fact that they are just trimming the car out for the fast straights?
Well, I spoke to Carlos Sainz Jr. after qualifying that here you tend to run high downforce in qualifying, and then you're left in that conundrum. Do you want to risk running high downforce in the race and have too much drag on that long straightaway, or are you going to run the medium downforce, less drag, and you know, cover yourself if you don't make a great start? I think Carlos Sainz Jr. there in the DAM squad going for the medium downforce setup that you have available to you on these World Series by Renault cars, and that has given him a very, very good turn of pace in terms of not much drag down that start and finish straight. So he's going to be very, very difficult to pass now he's out front. Well,
same decision there for Pierre Gasly, the other Red Bull car. Sainz is run by Dams, Gasly is run by Arden, but they both opted for that same low drag as opposed to low downforce, low drag, and that's what you're trying to get rid of, is the drag that rear wing element will create down the long straights, and then you just kind of have to live with it in the corners.
Yeah, absolutely. And what it does is, like I said, it aids you in terms of overtaking. The negative is you're going to use your tyres much more in the first and second sectors. That means that the tyres will go off as this race goes on, so you actually start to drop back. You can't get close enough to the car in front coming onto that straightaway, so you lose the advantage. So you have to be able to capitalise early on in the race, and then it's a case of holding on as the race pitters out.
Very clear shot there from that close-up of how much taller the wing end plates are on Pierre Gasly's car than how high the wing goes up. There you can see the AVF car, Zoe Lamberg, same deal. He's gone for the low drag. For Nikolai Marchenko, maybe that's why Marchenko looked so confident in the first couple of corners, is that he had a little bit of extra grip. These two guys, Ollie Rowland, and in front of him Zoe Lamberg, both with a lower drag rear wing setup. And we used to see that quite a lot in the British races at places like Thruxton. It always used to be the case at Monza, a Formula 3 car. Basically, you'd have a rear wing element just to hold the uprights up, and the rest of it would just be trimmed out for maximum speed. But here you've got so many different, I mean, you need grip. Not that you're going to get a lot of aero grip in some of these turns, but you do need grip in places to get a competitive lap time, so you can't go mad.
Yeah, like I said, a lot of the qualifying trims would have been high downforce. This car will realise the tyre performance in that first and second sector, and actually what you lose in drag on the long straightaway isn't too much of an issue. 28 minutes left on the clock now. These two, Ollie Rowland really starting to put Zoe Lamberg under pressure now. He's quite close, but not quite close enough, and it'll be interesting to see how good Amberg is out of turn 15. Can Rowland get close enough? He's not going to be close enough this time around. The DRS, well, he's not using DRS there. Amberg was actually using the DRS, and how I can tell that as he outbrakes himself there, that was close.
Yeah, Ollie Rowland using the throttle there. Big darkies he left off the corner as he toes up behind Zoe Lamberg once more.
Yeah, so that was almost too close for comfort there for Ollie Rowland. Just slightly outbraked himself. Amberg was using his DRS, going back to what I was saying, down that straightaway to defend. And you can see the DRS actually closes the two elements together, stalls the rear wing. Very, very different to the system that they use in Formula One. And it's pneumatically powered. Like I said, it's not hydraulically powered, and that means that the clutch and gearbox also on these World Series by Renault cars pneumatically powered, which is quite an interesting system. And you need a certain amount of air pressure within the capacitor to keep it working all the time, and it can cause the rookies certainly quite a lot of problems getting off the line.
Well, Zollenberg in the orange car, really under intense pressure from Ollie Rowlands. This is the battle for third place. Rowland, of course, started on the front row, so he lost 2 places away from the start. A little bit of wheel spin and then just seemed to be in the wrong position vis-a-vis all the other traffic and just got muscled out. And that happens. Occasionally you get, you know, it all opens up for you, and occasionally everybody is in exactly the wrong place. And unfortunately, Ollie Rowland had one of those days today, looking at Tech 1 pit wall.
Well, he was actually in a good position. I mean, Martsenko got through, but Rowland just outbraked himself. He'd be disappointed with that, but he is a rookie, and he's afforded that mistake, isn't he? Because, you know, with the turn of pace he's shown in qualifying, he's going to be a real thorn in the side to the likes of this man, Carlos Sainz Jr., as the year progresses. And Ollie Rowland now trying to put that wrong to right and get past Zollenberg for third.
Well, Sainz setting fastest lap after fastest lap, now just easing off the pace. He's 4 seconds clear of Nick.